Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars?
Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby,
Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy J-Rock, back at it again with another video. And today we're going to be talking about one of my worst experiences in an airplane ever. So if you're asking for if you want to be specific, this is probably like my 8th time flying an airplane. I've flown to Texas before. I've flown to North Carolina plenty of times. I've flown to Florida. I believe I've flown to Florida. I don't remember it because I was very young, but I do remember going to Disney World, and I don't remember us flying. Don't remember us driving there. So I believe I did actually fly to Florida. So as you guys know, I go to school in North Carolina, Wilmington to be exact, and basically at our school, when you move out, you have to move out 24 hours after your last exam, or you have to make an arrangement beforehand. So I thought that wouldn't be the case for me because my last exam was Thursday, not last Thursday, because I got back about a week ago. It was 2 Thursdays ago. And my last exam was 6 o'clock. It ended at 6 o'clock 2 Thursdays ago. So I said I got a plane ticket for 12 o'clock on Friday. No, actually, the plane ticket was actually for 2 o'clock Friday, excuse me. So basically, what had happened was, I woke up on Friday, had everything ready to go, and then they call me when I'm eating breakfast at the school. They say, Jordan, this flight has been canceled, but we have made recommendations, we have made accommodations, and you're gonna be on the 4:15 flight. So I was mad, but I said, hey, 4:15, no problem with that. So they call me again around 2-ish and say, Jordan, this flight has also been canceled. So in my head, I'm like, great, now this was Friday, almost everybody went home except my friend who's from Brazil. He didn't go home. A few of my other friends didn't go home because I guess they were leaving on the weekend, but there were not that many people in my residence hall. It was just me, my boy from Brazil, and like 5 other people. That's it. In the residence hall that was close to 200 people. So I had to spend the night there with one sheet because everything was packed. Put a lot of other stuff in the storage unit. So I had to stay in there with one sheet, go to sleep, and my next flight for the next morning was supposed to leave at 7:25, alright? And it's a connecting flight. It was gonna go from Wilmington to Charlotte and then to New York. But my original Friday flight was supposed to go straight from Wilmington to New York, so there would be no hassle. So already I know in my mind I gotta wake up really early. So 7:25 is when the plane takes off. I had to wake up at 5, alright? Woke up at 5, checked out of my dorm at like 5:15, got the Uber at like 5:50, and I got to the airport at 6:10, got my boarding pass, went through security, waited, got on the plane, and I was in the last boarding group. I get mad about it, but to be honest, being in the last boarding group, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. Let's be honest. And while I was in there, like some old people were like arguing with each other. It was kind of crazy in the terminal. But we onto the plane now. Supposed to leave at 7:25. Then at like 7:10, they say, I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but we forgot to do maintenance, so this might take 30 minutes. So 30 minutes pass, and he's like, sorry, now we just have to do the paperwork, and that might also take 30 minutes. So 30 minutes pass, so it's now 8:25, right? It's 8:25, right? He says, I'm sorry, the paperwork's taking longer than usual. The pilot says that, so he says it's gonna be another 15 minutes. So it's now 8:30, and I'm wondering in my head, like, I have a connecting flight that leaves from Charlotte at 10:11. 10:11. I believe it was 10:11. It might have been 9:11. I think it was 10:11 though. I think it was 10:11. Let me check my phone real quick. So basically, I think I was supposed to catch my flight at 10:11 from Charlotte, but it's 8:40. I'm wondering, this is gonna be a 1-hour flight, all right? So I'll be there at 9:40. So I'm gonna have to hustle. So another 10 minutes goes by. goes by, it's 8:50. Now the pilot says, I'm sorry guys for the inconvenience, they're still doing paperwork. So some people get off the plane because they realize they're not gonna make it to the connecting flight. And there's an elderly couple by me, they're talking about how they're supposed to go to Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic, and if they're gonna rebook the flights, because you know they can do that, they might not get on another flight because that is a very specific place. And you know, the airline company, it was American Airlines, they were emailing people for changing the flights. So it is now 9 o'clock. I realize at this point, even if it was a 45-minute flight, I'd still have to hustle to get to Charlotte on time, or get to my terminal on time, because Charlotte's a big ass airport. All right, so I talked to some of the elderly couple, and they said they couldn't get rebooked, and I'd be kind of mad if my flight couldn't get rebooked. God knows where their bags are going. All right, they're gonna be in Charlotte. I don't know what happened to them. Hopefully they got to Punta Cana, but it's messed up because you know they have all the money they spend on this vacation, and the airline messed it up. I mean, you forgot to do maintenance. Now you gotta do paperwork that's taking forever. So one lady who was in front of me, she was supposed to go to Ohio. She was getting mad. She was like, I'm never flying American again. But when I think of it, it's not really their fault, simply because it's just the people at the airport's fault, because they didn't do maintenance. Could have took 30 minutes to do maintenance, and y'all took forever. So it is now 9:15. We were supposed to leave at 8:25. 9:15, dude. We finally take off at 9:15, almost 2 hours at the original time. At this point, they emailed me already, and they said I will be on the 1:40 flight. Now I could have gotten the 11:40 flight. I think I was on a 1:15 flight though. I think it was 1:15 and there was one at 11:40. I could have made the 11:40 one. Didn't get on that one. So we fly to Charlotte. They didn't have no snacks. No snacks, bro. No snacks. All they had was orange juice. I didn't want no orange juice. I didn't want it. I know it's a short flight, but like y'all don't have no snacks. Like y'all make us sit here for almost 2 hours and then you got no snacks. Come on, B. Come on, B. So we get to Charlotte, happy. All right. I think I was there at like 10:30, and I realized when I get out of the terminal, my new terminal is on the other. It's all the way on the other side of the Charlotte airport. So that walk, and I was walking. I was just walking at a leisurely pace to my next terminal. It took about a good 7 minutes. So imagine me trying to hustle, trying to get my next flight. It would have been close. But I knew I had a flight at I believe could have been 1:15 or 1:30. I'm starting to forget because I had all the information in my Snap story, but you know, I didn't save it. So I'm waiting there, honestly, just chilling, you know. Then I look at the outlets. The outlets are loose, so loose. And Ilm didn't even have any outlets. I gotta charge my laptop. It was loose. And then I try to get on the Wi-Fi at Charlotte. You know, it works for my laptop. At first I was scared because it said only 45-minute sessions, but then you can renew it. But you can't get it on your mobile device. You gotta like get the app and pay. And I was like, oh no, I'm good. I don't want to do that. So it was approaching lunchtime. Your boy was hungry, and I had 2 carry-ons, so I didn't want to leave it. So I went to like this one station where you could like plug up and do laptop work. Asked this one Asian girl who was sitting next to me. I was like, yo, can you watch my stuff? She did. She was cool. But she was having a blast on FaceTime next to me. She was just having a blast. So I went over, got my sandwich and a water, which cost was it 16? I think it was $16. I think the water was like $4 and the sandwich was $12. A sandwich that wasn't even good. I got bubble guts right after it. I was mad. Now, Charlotte, they do have a lot of food places. Like I could have went to Chick-fil-A. I could have went to Bojangles. But since I had 2 carry-ons, I didn't just want to leave it because I didn't want my stuff to get stolen. Because I had my book bag and I had my camera case. So I didn't want any of that to get stolen, to be honest. And the Mets just lost to the Diamondbacks in a walk-off. Wow. Things are not going good. But anyway, back to the story. So ate the sandwich, wasn't good. So I'm waiting to get on this flight. I'm in the last boarding group again. And when I get on the plane, everything's fine. Everything's fine. No delays. No delays, alright? So I'm happy. I don't have to wait that long. We leave at 1:30, get to New York about like 2:30, and we touch down in LaGuardia. Everything's fine and dandy. I go down there, try to look for my bags in that rotating thing, or the baggage claim. Bag wasn't there. The bag was not there. I'm like thinking to myself, I had two. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? What's going on? So I go into the information desk. LaGuardia, y'all need to stop hiring people with these thick ass accents, because I can't understand them. I can't. So I went in there. Dude was like, oh, were you on the 2064 flight or something like that? And I was like, yeah. But I said yeah only because he seemed like he knew what he was talking about. But I looked back at my ticket and it said 2066. That's only because they had to change my flight. So there were two other girls who were in the same circumstance. So I talked to them. So we also had to wait until the other flight came back, because our bags were on a different flight, I think, or they held them, something like that. So I had to wait extra time to get my bags. So I finally get my bags. Thank God. Family out there waiting for me. Go in the car. Go home. I don't get home until like 4. And I'm just thinking to myself, I literally could have been home at 4 on Friday, but instead I get home at 4 on Saturday. Now, the reason why they canceled the flights on Friday, I didn't clarify that beforehand. That was because there was like a little tornado watch on the coast of North Carolina. But I observed the flights, and it doesn't go anywhere near the water. So I don't even know why they did. I mean, I guess, you know, you're trying to protect people, but hey, it's whatever. Got home in one piece. I feel bad for the elderly couple because they couldn't do anything about it. But yeah, you know, that day really made me mad. I really got mad because I was supposed to be home the day before. I was supposed to be home the day before, and I didn't get home until the day after, 24 hours after. Had to wake up hella early, 5. Dude, do you know I haven't woken up at 5 o'clock. Like, I can't even remember when. I can't. I used to wake up at 6 for school, but 5, dude, and I had like 2 hours of sleep, bro. 2. I couldn't fall asleep on a plane because, like, it was such a short flight. But, you know, everything was cool. I sat to a nice, my flight going to LaGuardia from Charlotte there was a lot of Asian people. Nothing wrong with that, but there was a lot. And I was like, wow, interesting. But yeah, you know, American Airlines, y'all gotta get y'all shit together. Excuse me, y'all gotta get your shit together. Okay? Don't want to ever go through something like that again, because I was worrying if I was gonna get home. Because, you know, if they didn't rebook my flight, then I would have been screwed. But I could have stayed at my aunt's house, could have stayed at one of my friend's house in Charlotte. So, you know, at least I had that lifeline. And that's one of the reasons why I did go to school in North Carolina, was because I have family and connections out there. If I went to school in Los Angeles, God knows what I might go through if I'm trying to fly back and something gets delayed or something. There's no emergency plan, to be honest. So anyway, this has been another J-Rob video. Hopefully you enjoyed this story time. You know, there'll be another video probably tomorrow, probably Friday. Every 2 days, every other day I'm making a video. So be ready for that. It's been another J-Rob video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and peace.
I can't get enough of you.